Welcome to Life on the Wabash, your home for the lighter, brighter, happier side of your community. We'll cover places to go, events to explore, recipes to try, and information that makes your life easier or more fun. Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to Life on the Wabash. I'm Lindsay Varamis.
And I'm Kevin Huang. This show is all about community and connection.
We highlight new businesses, area traditions, and opportunities that might otherwise fly under the radar.
It's also an award-winning educational effort. Boilermakers are producing the show.
Coming up, a guide to the area's independent bookstores and the special people behind them. How good does this look? We're going behind the menu at Triple X.
An area pub is scoring big with families and friends. Is this your next game day destination?
'Tis the season for spring cleaning. If the clutter feels out of control, keep it here. A pro organizer shares tips for handling common trouble zones. Sip, strategize, succeed. How Purdue is turning ideas into entrepreneurial success.
And a way to learn more about local ecosystems. Discover nature up close with a hands-on environmental event at Martell Forest.
Life on the Wabash starts now.
There's something special about local bookstores, each with their own unique charm. We're checking out 3 in the area, starting here at Vaughn's. Let's check it out. So I'm here today with John, the owner, and he's going to talk about what makes Vaughn's so special.
We started the store in 1968, so it's 57 years, I guess we'll hit this year. Much of what we're doing then is still the same, but on a different scale. We began with books, but there was a spinner of cards and a table full of records too, and we're still doing that as well. The store has changed from being predominantly new and used initially to mainly new, and now back to a new and used bookstore. The basement is all used books, and the upstairs is primarily new books. We carry things that stay on the shelf for 6 or 7 years, and we turn around and reorder them the next day when they sell, if we think it's an important book to be here. The selection sort of speaks for itself.
Absolutely, I agree. And what is maybe a quirky fact about Vaughn's that the community doesn't know?
Well, the diversity of other related products is probably one of the things that, if they just think of it as bookstore only, not many bookstores have a rock and crystal area, the largest selection of beads in the United States. So if you need to buy a book for a present, you can also get the birthday card that goes with it.
What do you think draws people in to Vaughn's?
Well, selection, I think, more than anything else. When you're talking hundreds of thousands of books, we kind of dwarf the competition in terms of selection. Most places often concentrate just on bestsellers, and there's lots of those. But if you look at these shelves, it's one each of literally several 100,000 titles.
We checked out Vaughn's. Now it's time to see what Main Street Books has to offer.
Hello, I'm here at Main Street Books today. Let's go talk to Laura. So, what inspired you to open Main Street Books?
I actually didn't open Main Street Books. The original owner, Tamsin Malone, she had the idea that every downtown needs a bookstore. So she had opened this after another bookstore downtown had closed. And I'm following that vision. Unfortunately, she passed away a few years ago. So we took over this store from her husband in 2022, and we've kind of tried to expand upon her vision and make sure there's still a bookstore downtown.
Yeah, for sure. So you have a background in creative writing.
I do.
How do you find this expands or curates the bookstore vibe?
It's actually a little bit weird because in the MFA world, I have an MFA, it's like very focused more on literary books and less focused on genre fiction like horror and romance, which are genres I really love actually. So it's been a little bit freeing to be able to talk about all of the books and not just the more literary leaning ones. Obviously I'm still a reader of like everything, and I'm promoting all sorts of different things, but it's fun to be able to, promote all sorts of different kinds of books.
For sure. And then does Main Street Books host any special events or signing?
Yeah, we do have author events along with at our other store. We tend to do more of signings here just because it's a smaller location. We do some readings as well. We are really excited for Bookstore Day coming up in a few weeks. It's the last Saturday of April, and we'll have 3 book signings that day, along with just other raffles and like a coloring contest and lots of fun stuff going on. So that's one we're really excited about.
Yeah, exciting. Well, thank you for joining us
Yeah.
today. My name is Maria Waybright. We're with Laura Kendall at her second bookstore. Hi, Laura. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
So, Second Flight Books is an intriguing name. How did you come up with it?
So when we first opened, it was all used books. So it was kind of just like the second time around, second adventure, second flight. And really, I love owls. So I wanted to be able to do something that could incorporate owls,
Of course.
which is a little nerdy, but yeah.
That's so cool. And then the mural outside by Justin, how did you guys incorporate that into your bookstore? As you said, you love owls. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so actually I'm on the board for the Arts Federation.
Okay.
And they do a lot of murals. And so we had wanted a mural. And so we reached out to them to help get us in contact with an artist. And so we kind of picked an artist with them. And we picked Justin because we thought his art was awesome, and we wanted an owl, and he specializes in like a lot of birds and similar things. So that was just a really cool experience. And then we were lucky enough to like have a grant help fund that. So it's just been fun, and people always see it during the summer from the park. So yeah,
it's awesome. It's a beautiful mural.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about if you do any discounts on bulk orders or for students?
Yeah, we don't generally have like a student discount. We do have a teacher discount, but our store here does have majority used books. So obviously like prices in mind. So our more price conscious customers tend to come over here because we have a lot more used books, and most of them are, you know, like $6-7, which is usually not bad. We do bulk discounts as well, though, like for organizations or sometimes classrooms or schools. And we're always happy to help, like go out to events and sell books if authors are coming to campus or something. We actually just did one last night.
We hope you find a book of your liking in these selections at one of these 3 independent bookstores.
We're here outside Triple X, one of the crown jewels of West Lafayette. It's been right here on Purdue's campus since 1929. We're going to take a deep dive into how this diner's been serving up almost a century's worth of memories. So I'm here with Greg Ersman, the owner of Triple X. Triple X has been around since 1929. Can you tell us about how it got started?
Well, back in the early 20s and so forth, there were like root beer stands all over the country, various brands, A&W, B&K, different types and styles that came about, and this is one of them. This was one of the first ones in the state of Indiana. So it started out as just a little root beer stand, and when you used to go to the inside, you can kind of see how small it was, and that's all they had was just root beer. And then as the automobile came into effect and people started traveling a little bit more and all that, you had to offer a little bit more, so they started doing sandwiches. We just continued that tradition all the way through.
Obviously, the root beer here is one of the signature things you have. What's the key to this root beer? It's the best root beer I've ever had.
The key is good ingredients, as it is with all kinds of food. I mean, like our chopsticks here, it's the same thing. It's pure cane sugar. We use the Madagascar vanilla. We use the absolute best other ingredients that you can buy. And the price point to us is always a little bit higher, but you get the flavor that you talk about. You know, you end up with that. You have a nice clean finish when you're done with the drink. You don't have that kind of oily feeling like you have with a lot of sodas. You don't get that with ours. And that's why, good ingredients.
Now, you guys have one of the more unique menu items you can find out here, a peanut butter burger. It's the Dwayne Purvis burger. It's the thing you're known for most. What's the story behind this burger? Who came up with the peanut butter burger?
Well, it actually was Dwayne Purvis that came up with this. He played for Purdue back in the early 30s, and his son is what we've talked to his son Mike before, and he was just like his dad, ate peanut butter on everything. And there was a story about he was at a steakhouse here in town, a real nice steakhouse, and ordered peanut butter to smear it all over the steak, and I guess the chef went nuts. So if it held still and it was food, he put peanut butter and ate it. So when he came in here, our cook at the time, Barney, started putting peanut butter on his burger, and the rest, as they say, is history. It's just a continuation.
Now, this burger is quite divisive. There's some people that really like it, like myself. There's some people that don't really care for it. What would you say the rate is on people who like the Purvis burger versus people who don't care for it?
It's 98% positive.
Really?
I mean, almost everybody loves it. And whether they order it again when they come in, a lot of them, if they eat it, they go, oh, absolutely. I've had people come in and take a bite and they go, that's it, this is my go-to burger. And sometimes they modify it. Some people will put a little bit of bacon on it. Other people will add jalapeno peppers, which is kind of a nice touch. And then if they really want to go crazy, we offer our Triple X root beer jelly and put that on the top bun and put that down so you have the peanut butter on the bottom and the jelly on top, and that makes for a fantastic sandwich as well.
So now, you guys obviously have been around here for almost a century. What's the key to keeping that restaurant going when a lot of other restaurants come and go very quickly?
It's service, number one, and that was basically brought in 100% because of my wife, Carrie, who she owns this place with me. So she brought a level of service that has remained ever since she got going on this, and this was back in, I say 97, 98 is when she was just kind of like, we have got to change this and make this better, and she wasn't wrong. And so the service has been phenomenal. The food which has always been kind of my forte, and the back of the house, it's always been exceptional. And I only buy stuff that I would eat myself. I buy the quality of what I can find. I don't worry so much about, is it too much money, or do I think it's going to harm what we're doing? Absolutely not. Is it the best? Yes. And the best flavor? Yes. Then we go for it.
So finally, what is Triple X's impact on the community here? It's been here for almost a century. What's kind of the impact you guys have on the local scene?
I think it's really good. I mean, we've been around for years and years and years, and I think that most of the comments and stuff that we get have just always been positive. We're very, very grateful for all of that. We have people that will have told us, people coming in to visit Purdue with a sports team. Well, there was a coach that called us and he said, we're finally here. And so we started having a conversation. He said, I told the team that if we won the regional and got a chance to go to Purdue, he said, I am taking you here. It took them 3 years, but they won, and here was their reward. They brought them here. So those types of things, to me, it always surprises me, and I'm always very, very grateful. I'm very humbled by that, and so is my wife. I mean, we're both just like, we just are so grateful that that's how we're looked upon.
Well, it was fun to get to experience a lot of Purdue history here at Triple X. If you want to experience Triple X for yourself, come to 2 North Salisbury Street. And if you want to find out about their website, it's triplexxxfamilyrestaurant.com.
Get ready for a day of craft brews, live music, and support for the local art scene. Taps for Taff is back for 2025, and there's still time to join the fun. This popular fundraising event benefits the Arts Federation. It kicks off today at 3 p.m. at the Tippecanoe County Parking Garage in downtown Lafayette. Attendees will enjoy an afternoon of local craft beer and cider from some of Indiana's favorite breweries, all while taking in panoramic views of the city. Proceeds from the event will help the Arts Federation continue its mission of supporting and promoting the arts across 14 counties in north central Indiana.
It's our second largest fundraiser besides the Taste of Tippecanoe. Most of our programming is aimed towards families with children. So this way we can kind of have a more adult, fun way to raise money for the arts and continue our mission.
More than 600 people came last year. They're hoping to boost that number this year. You can buy tickets right at the event. General admission is $40. It's $50 for VIP. That gets you in an hour early.
Whether you're cheering on your Boilermakers or looking for a fun family game day atmosphere, Walt's Pub and Grill could be the place for you. Now let's go inside and talk to the owners and see what this place is about. What inspired you guys to open up Walt's Pub and Grill?
Well, it stemmed from, he actually started a long time ago with a guy named Herschel and Mary Cook. They owned the pub downtown Lafayette and the other pub in Lafayette, and got approached by 2 other people to do a freestanding building in West Lafayette, and that's how we got here today at Walt's Pub and Grill.
For your customers, what are some of your most popular menu items?
Wings is a big one. We're known for our, we call it buffalo sauce, which is not a traditional buffalo sauce. It's more of a teriyaki soy sauce, a little kick in there, and that's one of our biggest sellers is the wings. and then the buffalo chicken sandwich. There's kind of a theme here with the buffalo.
Is there anything you guys are doing like special for March Madness?
We try to stay as up to date in what's going on in the restaurant world, and continue to do specials that we can do here that maybe other places can't do. Like the wings is a big one, and then also just try to give people deals to where it's not breaking the bank whenever they come in and want to watch Purdue win a basketball game. Indoor tailgating.
Indoor tailgating. So that's going to start at the first home game. We're going to do for all home Purdue football games and all away football games, and also all home basketball games and away basketball games. So that will be starting this year, 2025.
What do you hope first-time visitors take away from their experience at Walt's Pub and Grill?
What we truly envision first-time experiences, your first experience here is we want you to feel like you're part of the community. Whether you're a Purdue student, someone visiting for a game, you're not familiar with us, we want to make sure you feel like you're at home. Good meal. We want you to leave with a belly full and a smile on your face.
The next time you're looking for a place to cheer on the Boilermakers, come try Walt's Pub and Grill.
Nature lovers, mark your calendars. Purdue's student chapter of environmental education is hosting a community nature day at Martell Forest, and there's still time to plan your visit. The event is packed with interactive activities, special workshops, and fun games for all ages, and it's led by Purdue students. Whether you're looking to explore the local ecosystem or participate in fun, family-friendly activities, there's some things for everyone to do.
There's all of these different critters and plants in their backyard. But a lot of people don't know what to look for or even know what's there. So with Community Nature Day, it's our way of reconnecting our community with their local ecosystem, and it's just a day to get them outside.
I want the participants of this activity to love Indiana ecosystems. I want them to love their eastern deciduous forests. I want them to come out here and I want them to know that it's just as amazing and beautiful as any of our amazing Western national parks, and it's right here for them to enjoy.
Community Nature's Day is set for Saturday, April 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Martell Forest and is open to the public, so don't miss this opportunity.
We're in the season of spring cleaning, so whether you're beginning to tackle the messes that may have accumulated over the winter or the mere thought of getting started leaves you paralyzed, hang with us. We're checking in now with Jessica Milsaps of Milsaps at Home. Jessica is a professional organizer. So Jessica, this time of year, what should we be thinking about to get started?
Well, you should be thinking about decluttering in your home, and that may look different for everybody. Some people want to pull everything out and dig in and go through it, and some people need to work space by space, drawer by drawer, and that's okay too.
You have some specific ideas you wanted to walk us through in your home to help us conquer that overwhelm. Why don't we start up here with the pantry? Because you mentioned food storage can be a problem.
Yes, oftentimes people keep too many food storage containers and they fight the space. So instead of being able to open up and find the things that they're gonna use, they actually have too much in there and then they're fighting it. Think about the items you really use, not keeping everything right at hand. Maybe putting some things a little bit higher out of reach. Maybe the food storage containers that you wanna send with people that are disposable, they go up high. And then when purchasing items, oftentimes there's containers that are different sizes, but they use the same lid. So you have less lids to match up.
It makes so much sense because I have a mountain of plastic containers that we don't use at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so another trouble spot, under the sink. What advice do you have for us?
Yeah, so underneath the sink, it's really wise to use a vertical space, and then maybe drawers that you can access items easily. Have a little drop zone that often things that you grab that maybe are wet, they just have a place to drop. You can use a Lazy Susan, but the biggest thing is reducing the amount of items you have down there. Oftentimes people have multiples of things opened. It's easy to just throw things in there and deal with it later. Delayed decisions is huge. People are in and out of it. Everybody in the home is generally using it, so there's a lot of hands in the space. So you need to make it simple and functional.
We have to talk about the pantry. I know mine's a mess at home. Explain what you do in this area.
All right, so Oftentimes when we help clients declutter, or if you're going to declutter yourself, sometimes decanting items is practical, not just for aesthetic reasons, but functionality and space, because we will find many clients have a lot of half-used empty containers, stale food. Like every other space, create zones and then find organization that meets your specific needs. If like we have a drawer system over here, so you can just have loose things, reach in and grab it. We have a zone where, you know, snacks are go-to grab. We have a baking zone. You just gotta think about your lifestyle and your space and what will work for you.
So in the laundry room, what do people tend to struggle with?
Just having zones for items. It becomes like a mosh and like a closet where they just kind of throw things. But in this case, we used an on the door organizer. There's over the door, but this is actually attached to the door. This is adjustable. And we've created different zones. You can choose to label them, or you wouldn't have to, because you can visually see it. But it just makes accessing items easy. And when you declutter, then you're left with the things that you need.
Okay, so here we are in the linen closet. Tell us about this area.
So after you've decluttered and you have the things that you want to keep and store, we have different storage suggestions. You might invest in some drawers that have some division and organization on the items you get into most frequently, and then maybe some items that you want to be able to transport a little bit easier with closure, or you don't get into as often. You can buy a little bit lesser item, stage it up to look cute if that's what you want to do, and then you can incorporate just some baskets too and choose to label them. The options are really endless. It doesn't have to be over the top. It can be very simple if you like.
We have covered so much ground. I know I certainly feel inspired to go organize my space. Before we go, tell us a little bit about Milsaps at Home.
Yeah, so we're a professional organizing company here in the Lafayette, West Lafayette community, and we offer organizing services, of course, and home help care. So if you're struggling to declutter on your own, we can come in and get you started, or we can complete the whole thing for you or with you.
Okay, be sure to check out her social media as well as the website we have listed right here on your screen for more information.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm currently at Black Wax Records. I'm here to talk to the owner, Brian, and talk about Record Store Day. Brian, tell us a bit about Record Store Day.
Well, Record Store Day started in the early 90s when records were on the decline and record stores were going out of business. So it's kind of to help the record store stay alive.
Tell us a bit about why Record Store Day is so significant.
It lets people have a chance to get vinyl records that have been out of press, rare vinyl, brings in people that normally don't come to the record shop, just things like that.
Could you give us a sneak peek of some upcoming releases?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So Brian, you got a couple records here with us. Could you give us a quick summary of each one?
Yeah, these are just a few of the albums that will be coming out for Record Store Day. This is a Live Doors 1967 Strange Days. Live Doors is always pretty popular on Record Store Day. One of the biggest records we've had selling this year is a limited edition copy of the Wicked soundtrack, which everybody's coming in for. And then for Record Store Day, we will have plenty of the Taylor Swift Fortnight with Post Malone. So these will be available all day.
I'm Kayla, and this has been an inside scoop of Record Store Day 2025 at Black Wax Records.
We typically think of a university as an educational setting. And while that's certainly true, there's also a growing effort to position Purdue as an entrepreneurial center for innovation. Today, we're joined by Professor Luna and Christian Butska, two leaders at the forefront of this push to merge innovation with industry collaboration. Good morning, Christian and Luna. How are you guys?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course.
Great.
So Luna, as the new VP for Industry Partnerships, can you tell us a little bit about your long-term vision?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me here today. So the Office of Industry Partnership is to provide the connection between the corporate partners to engage with university, right, on three fronts: education, workforce development, and driving economic development. So the long-term vision for my office is really to create vibrant, sustainable, and also mutual beneficial ecosystem that can drive the innovation, education, and economic development for both corporate and the university.
Moving it over to you, Christian, part of your effort is encouraging educators to be brave and to put themselves out there in an entirely new way. Why is this so important in your opinion?
I think, as Luna pointed out, the work of a university doesn't just end with a research publication. A modern public university, a land-grant university like Purdue, really needs to look beyond to see how the research that we're doing here can impact the lives, the livelihood of our stakeholders across Indiana, across the region, really around the world.
So, can you guys tell me a little bit about how community entrepreneurs can tap into this and how they can partner with Purdue faculty and or students?
Great. Yeah, so Indiana has a very diverse economy. There are small companies, there are very big companies, there are medium-sized companies, and we want to provide opportunities to connect to our research programs here really across the board. It's important that we offer opportunities for local entrepreneurs. For example, in my own home department, we have FEMI, the Food Entrepreneurship and Manufacturing Institute, that helps local food and beverage entrepreneurs to start their companies. And of course, we have the big companies like Eli Lilly that are, I think, also still interested in collaborating with our innovative researchers here. And particularly, Luna mentioned talent, our graduate students, our undergraduate students that are really the ones carrying out the research as well as are the future workforce for those high-tech companies. So that's an important that we have that pipeline, that we prime it. And Purdue is in a great space because we have a fantastic ecosystem to support innovation and entrepreneurship. I think Purdue can really provide enormous leadership in this space.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Christian, I kind of was hoping that you'd give us some connections to jumpstart your new event, Espressos and Entrepreneurs. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that is?
Yes, and of course I'm super excited. I think when you have an entrepreneurial ecosystem that you're trying to foster, where you want to get like-minded people from the local communities, from academia, from industry, into one room to develop new ideas, to brainstorm new partnerships, that's where you should get together on a regular basis. And that's what we're doing with Espressos and Entrepreneurs. Every month we get together for a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and just network, listen again to stories of successful entrepreneurs. So understanding how an academic career works, how you can make everything meet, family and career expectations and personal life. Getting together on a regular basis with people who have done this or drawing new people in who are excited and interested in it. This is what our little event is about.
Check out Purdue Innovation and Entrepreneurship on LinkedIn to stay tuned for your next opportunity.
If you have a story you'd like to see in our next episode of Life on the Wabash, send us an email, connect with us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Your voice will help drive the show, and we're eager to hear from you. Here's a look at when you can find us next. Until then, we encourage you to explore more and have a happy Saturday.
Brought to you in partnership with Purdue University Brian Lamb School of Communication and NBC 16 Lafayette, a Star City TV station.